We are probably at the tail end of our 4th heat wave here in the UK, and a few weeks ago I upgraded our absorption fridge in our motorhome so that it had some fans, got the air circulating to, hopefully with the intention of keeping it nice and cool, because this heat wave, or these heat waves, have been causing havoc with our fridge and freezer. Now, what I installed was a DIY job, a set of computer fans and some stands that I designed and 3D printed. Now, all that was supposed to be temporary. The intention was to do that so we could go away for a weekend with a nice cool fridge, ice cold beers and wine, etc. And upgrade again, change all that at a future date. But I didn't really have any plans of when that was or what kind of kit I would install or what I would do. Just so long as it was kind of automatic, it was temperature controlled, that kind of thing, rather than having to faff around and do all that ourselves manually. Just recently I've been contacted by Jeff from Jeff Eclectics, who has designed and built his own system called FridgeAir. You can buy it off his website, and I'll put a link in the video description. And I have the FridgeAir just here. I will go through this in a moment, but what it's supposed to do is it has 2 fans, one for the top part of the fridge and one for the bottom part of the fridge, and I'm talking about the vents outside. And there's also 2 temperature senders, not one which you normally get in these kits, but 2. And of course you have a control panel. The two sensors, temperature sensors, one is for the top part of the fridge and one is for the bottom part of the fridge. And this is supposed to be very simple to install and set up. And we're going to find that out right now. But first of all, we're going to take a look inside the kit itself. In we go. We get a set of instructions. Very nice. Loads of packing. Very well packaged. We get 2 fans. Let's just have a quick look at these. They are brushless fans, 120 millimeters in size. Just have a short length of twin wire on the end there. And there's 2 of those. 12 volts, of course. These look like the stands or the mounts that you get for the fans. 4 of those. Look like they're 3D printed as well. Couple of connectors, the controller board itself. Look at that, this is 3D printed as well. It's all got the instructions on the outside there, so you know exactly just by looking at this where to plug in the wires. Dead easy. In fact, you probably don't need the instructions. You can probably follow it by just looking at the front there. And then we have the two sensors, the 2 temperature sensors. They have different colours. This one's blue. I don't know if you can see it through the packaging. You've got blue there, a bit of red there as well. So you'll see it says blue and red. Tells you what temperature sender to plug in. And that's it. That's everything in the box. Now I'm quite interested in finding out what's inside here. Now it does have some hex screws on there. So I'm going to take it apart. Okay, it's a neat little circuit board. Look at that. I can see there's some sort of coating on there, and looking at the website, it does say the PCB is protected with MG Chemicals 419D acrylic conform coating for moisture and vibration resistance. No idea what that all means, but I guess it means it's moisture and vibration resistant. There you go. Very neat, very tidy. Yes, love all that. Great. Right, I've got to put it all back together again. So here's a little tip if you are screwing something into plastic and you've taken it apart and you're screwing it back together. When you've lined up the screw with the hole, rotate it anti-clockwise until you hear or feel a click. And then rotate it clockwise, screwing it into the thing, because what these screws do, they actually cut into and make their own thread in plastic normally, and what you don't want to do is make a new thread. So before I go install it in the motorhome, I thought I'd give it a bit of a bench test, see how things work. So I have my fans connected to E and D. Now I've realised they've got to be around a certain way. So negative or black is on the far left, and positive, the red, is on the right. Same with this one, otherwise they just don't work. We have the two sensors, blue and red, plugged in, C and B, and then on the end there we have the power, which is coming from my bench, which is this little thing here. So if I turn that on, it says almost 10 volts going in here. This is flashing. It's going through its setup process at the moment. So the fans are on. They're ramping up to full speed. And they stop. That's it. So it is now ready. So let's give it a test, shall we? And my test involves a hairdryer. So this is the top sensor. So if I just gently heat this, something should happen. It's got to get 5 degrees higher than the other sensor. Oh! There you go. So this fan here, which is E, that's the bottom fan. So that's actually running right now. The top fan isn't. That's not running at all. The light on here says yellow, and it's flashing green as well, which means, so according to the quick start guide, a constant yellow means a fan is running. The green double flash, which is what it's doing, battery voltage is getting low. If it stays low for a few minutes, FridgeAir will pause the fans to protect the battery, then resume automatically once it recovers. So that's because this is only set to 10 volts. I'm only putting in 10 volts into the system here. I wasn't even expecting that. I just turned on my my thing here and then just went on with whatever it was. So let's turn the voltage up and see what happens. So that's now set to 11.5. Just give it another go. Okay, so the fan has just kicked in. Again, once I've put the voltage up, the green flashing light is no longer, it's just the constant yellow one. Fantastic. Now I wonder what happens if we heat them both up. So because we've only got one fan, the bottom fan, running at the moment, so if that was in the motorhome, that would be drawing air in, nice cool air. Here we go. Not knowing how to use a hairdryer, I had it on cool, so it wasn't. Oh, they're both now kicking in. I thought I saw a flash. But that's how it works. It works on the temperature difference between the two sensors, the one at the top of the fridge and the one at the bottom of the fridge. And depending on how it's been programmed or whatever, one or both of the fans will come on, taking that air from the bottom and then pushing it up to the top and then blowing out the warm air at the top. Yeah, I haven't got enough volts in my my little buck here. This is all this is. So I can't turn it up anymore, but I've got the green flashing light again. But once we got it in the motorhome, it'd be 12 volts and we wouldn't have a problem. Yeah, this one is now switched off and it stopped flashing green. Fantastic. Right, let's get the my DIY fans out of the motorhome and then put this in. Some of you pointed out in the comments section of the last video that having 3 fans here is actually blocking normal activity, normal ventilation. So 3 fans is too many. 2 might be the best kind of option, but at the moment that kit only has one for top and one for the bottom. So let's see how we get on with just 1 fan in either section, shall we, rather than having 3, because I can see it right now. There's not a lot of ventilation. If the fans weren't on, there's not a lot of ventilation. So I've been thinking about where to put things, and there's quite a few things I've got to concern myself about. So the power is going to come out of this conduit just here. The old cable is still here. This ran the previous fans, the ones I've just removed. I'm going to have a fan here, of course, and I'm going to have the other fan there. I'm going to have the controller in the corner there, so that's going to have to be connected to the 12-volt supply. So that's going to run up the side, through there, around the top, and basically into the conduit. And then I can worry about where I'm going to put the sensors. So I've wired it up, all kind of temporary mind, running the cables through. I've got power, I've got 12 volts now to the actual FridgeAir. I've got the sensors connected as well, and it's just a matter of turning on the motorhome. 3, 2, 1. Oh, hold on. Forgot that the taps are on. Right, let's do that again. 3, 2, 1. Oh, we've got a flashy light. Oh, the fan is on. Fan is on. Ramping up now. And they're off. So that is all working. And I don't see any flashing lights, so the sensors are working too. All I've got to do now is actually mount it permanently. So in the quick start guide, there are 3 important points that it makes. The first one is the airflow direction. Now you've got to point the fans in the correct way, and that is the bottom part, the bottom fan blows inwards, so it's blowing air in, and then the top fan, that blows air out. So you get that kind of circulation happening. Now the next important part is that the top sensor placement, it says do not fix the top sensor to the top of the cavity. In other words, all the way up here, right? It runs at 40 degree plus up there and will throw off readings. Instead, affix it to the wall to the left or the right of the fins. I keep reading that as fans. Of the fins with the top of the sensor aligned with the middle of the fins. That's the sweet spot the fan logic is tuned for. Right? And then the third one, the bottom sensor placement. Choose a spot out of the way of drafts, so I guess out of the way of the vent itself. Just slightly above the vent works well. So anywhere in there, probably, in fact, I've just noticed this. Take a look at this. What I've noticed is that on the side of the FridgeAir controller is a little mount for one of the sensors. So you pop it in there, push it down, and that's it, all locked in. There's also another one in the kit, so you can just mount that to a wall with a little screw. And it mounts like that if you want the sensor pointing upwards. I finally got it in. Installing it, setting it up is dead easy. Now the problem is, I found, is my own cable tidying, you know. Let me show you. So the cable comes in, runs across there. There's the first fan, obviously the upper fan. It runs down here. To the back there, that's where the controller is. The second fan. The lower sensor is just attached to the controller, just there. And then the other sensor is just in line with the fins, just there. Okay, now the problem I've had is, you're not going to be able to see it, but that screw there, trying to get that screw, well, any of the screws really, because there's such an angle and there's not a lot of space in there, and you've got to, you know, just trying to get your fingers in and your hands and the screwdriver and whatever, just difficult. But I've done it. But that was the hardest part, doing the cable tidying. So you want to see if it works still, so do I. We got a flashing light just there. Oh, it was flashing. Fans are on. They hit the maximum speed. That is sucking air in, blowing air that way. And this one is blowing air that way. So all I need to do now is put everything away, put the grills back on, and then leave it, basically. That is it. So that was the FridgeAir from Jeff's Eclectics. I'll leave a link in the video description if you want to check that out yourself. Maybe you can read up on the stats and stuff. And yeah, that was it. That's simple as that. So when it gets warm again, it's about, well, it says here 26 degrees here. So yeah, when it gets warmer, then that's when that's going to start kicking in and saving our fridge. So thank you very much for watching. Hopefully this has been entertaining or has helped you decide whether or not you want to do a fridge fan upgrade for your absorption fridge in your motorhome or caravan. Until next time, thanks very much for watching. Goodbye. Take care. Brush your hair. We'll see you when we see you. Peace.